Hello, my name is Shelly, and today I'm going to create a utility tracker for this year. I find that having a utility tracker is very helpful when you're trying to budget. Throughout the year, your electricity and your water bills fluctuate, and I think if you can keep track of it in one particular place, it's sort of easier to estimate what your utility bill is going to be for that month. So I have here the Happy Planner Fun Florals book, and I plan on using these florals. I recognize that it's the winter now, and these aren't necessarily winter florals, but I was looking for something that was kind of light in color that I can put the utility tracker letters over top of it. I'm planning on filling out the whole sheet of paper, so there's not going to be a whole lot of room for decoration, but I do want to include some decoration, so I was looking for something that was lighter and that was smaller in size. I've sketched out what I think I'm going to do, and I have just a small portion of an area that I'm going to be able to decorate. So I thought I would find something that was light in color and small in size, and this is what I came up with. So those are the florals I'm planning on using from Fun Florals. I'm planning on using the letters from Dates and Holidays, and I'm planning on using the months from Dates and Holidays. And then I'm just gonna draw it on a dot grid piece of paper here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing my grid. I'll probably fast forward this part, and I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is put some florals up here. I chose to outline it in red or in this hot pink color because I thought that went pretty well with these florals. So I am just going to grab my tweezers and just start laying down florals. The difficult part about these florals is they're very, very similar. There's not a lot of variation. So the variation is going to come into placement. That's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to placement, and if they turn out to look very similar, I'm okay with that. I do not have to have each and every single floral look different. These are really pretty though. Let's see if I can pull these off. Okay, let's get another one. So I like that. I wonder if I should try to repeat that over on this side. Similar. And again, just trim the excess off. And I'm not sure if my head's in the way. My head's probably in the way. So these utility trackers really can be extremely helpful. As I said earlier, your utility bills vary. And gee, I don't remember in December how high was my gas bill. In July, how high was my air conditioning bill? So it's nice to have a reminder and to keep track of it. I think I'm going to put some more up near the top. And just, I think I'm going to cut this in half. I don't have two that I can use. I think I'm going to use this first. And just line that right up here. I'm not concerned about how far this goes in. Like I said, I chose these particular stickers because they were lighter in color, and I assumed that I then would be able to put black stickers over the top of it. Now these I'm gonna cut slightly different so that there's a chance that they look different. But again, I'm not very concerned about them looking extremely different. Okay, but it looks like I didn't do a very good job cutting that one straight. So I'm gonna have to go back in and trim that, I think, because that's going over my line. I am kind of a perfectionist at times. Well, I shouldn't say at times. A lot of times I'm a perfectionist, which sometimes gets you in trouble. Because something like this where you really can't see it, is it worth trying to get that little extra bit of sticker off? There we go. Okay, let's grab another one. I do have some of these little ones too, but I'm gonna stick with the big ones for now, and maybe I can fill in the little ones. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this even different than I have the other two. I sure hope my head's not getting in here. Cut crooked too. Let me flip this over just so I can see things a little bit better and not have to stick my head in the way. There's that one. And then here's this one. There we go. I'm liking that. Although I think I need a little bit more greenery over here, so maybe I'll go back to the original way that I cut them so that I have one that's quite a bit green. I think I cut it straight across the first time. This one I think will go up here nicely. And then I think this one will fit in here nicely. Now that looks very similar, so I don't really care for that, looking so similar. So I think that I'm going to put that one back down and maybe get something a little different. I could stick a little one in here like this. Although it's the only little one, so maybe I should get another big one and just cut it differently. I think in the beginning those look different enough, but here I think that maybe this would work this way, to actually have that little, the rose upside down, so that then you just see more of this little flower here. There you go. I think that looks really cute. Okay, so now I think that's all I'm gonna do for this one, except for I do have a few of these leftover pieces. I'm wondering if I should stick a few of them down here on the bottom, just to give the hint that there's flowers coming up the bottom. So there's a couple of YouTubers that I watch with stickers that are sticker surgeon extraordinaire. One is, I believe her name is, the name of the channel is Plan on It. And she can take a sticker and you'd be surprised at what she can do with one sticker page. The imagination and the insight that she has to be able to recognize where a sticker could be cut to fit nicely here and to fit nicely there. It's really, she's very pretty amazing. So again, I think it's called Plan on It is her channel. You should, if you haven't seen her, you should try and watch her. She's amazing with stickers. And the good thing about it is it really gives you a lot of insight that you can cut your stickers up. You know, I think sometimes I see a sticker in a book and I think, oh, that's almost perfect. When in fact, if I just cut it up, it would be perfect. But you get caught up in not wanting to, not thinking that you can cut it up. Okay, I'm just trying to find those pages again where my little flowers were. There we go. And I'm going to try and see if I can do a little sticker surgery and see what I can figure out. So here's something. So let me do this one because this sticker's already cut. So I'm just going to cut across here. Oh, that one, it'll still work. Didn't quite happen the way I wanted it to happen. But I still have this little piece too that I can stick somewhere. Like this piece here would probably be a good piece. And that one would fit here nicely because it's got the greenery to go next to all that pink. So down here, I think I want, if I can find a little bit of pink and green or another piece like what I just did. Let's see if I can, let me cut this part of the rose off. Put that right here. And then let's see if I can get some greenery off of that one. I can cut some greenery right off of here. And that was a very small piece, but that's okay. Trick is figuring out where. Now this one's I've already cut up, so I'm gonna try and take this greenery too since I've already cut the sticker up. And we'll add a little more greenery there. Okay, I think that looks really cute. So I have a bone folder. I don't know where it is right now. Oh, here it is. Which I like to just, especially on little pieces like this, I like to just rub over the stickers once I've decided where I want them to go. That way it just adheres them better to the page, especially clear stickers. Sometimes you can still see kind of air bubbles underneath them and it doesn't look. All right, so there is my tracker. Now I'm gonna stick my letters on. Now I've seen people use a ruler trick, and the ruler trick for me, I've tried it a couple of times and have not been very successful. So I'm just gonna stick my letters here and kind of guesstimate. And sometimes if you put them close enough together, the outline of the stickers, the offset of the stickers will attach to one another and make it easier for you to pull it up later. But I don't always count on that. I just want to see, I want to get an idea of how long it's going to be so I know where to put it. I definitely think I'm going to go back and do last year's. I did not do one last year, and that's why I'm making one this year, because I'm doing my budget, and I was like, oh, how much was my heat in January last year? So, I mean, obviously I could find it in my records, but I think it would be so much easier if you could just open to one page, and there it is. Utility. Looks pretty straight. Utility, I think I'm going to do utility tracker. We need to come up with more words besides tracker and log. Those are the two words that most get used for these kind of things. And even in budget planners, you know, when you're keeping track of your expenses and whatnot, there's a, you know, expense tracker, expense log. So if anybody out there has a better word to use, I would love a better word, because although tracker and log certainly are appropriate words, I just would like something different. Oh, I don't know if I have enough 222s for 2022, because I think I used these numbers. Utility tracker. Oh, no, I do. Seems so strange saying 2022. I feel like it was just the other day that the millennium was arriving and everyone was worried about the computer, the digital age, and what was going to happen at the strike of midnight. And here we are already 22 years later. Okay, sometimes these stickers are hard to get up from the clear sticker sheets. Okay, Utility Tracker 2022. I think that looks pretty straight, and I think that I can put that pretty much in the middle there. That looks pretty good to me. So let's see if I can get the word utility up. So I think that looks about good. So I'm going to put this here. But I think that I got a little crooked there. Utility, and let's try tracker. I hope that's even. Utility tracker 2022. It's not quite even, but that's all right. Utility tracker 2022. It's a little offset over here. I know a lot of people say the answer is to put an exclamation point. I'm gonna pass. I think I'm just going to have it uneven. Okay, so now that's done. I'm going to go into this book and get my months. I'm planning on using these months. So, okay, now I'm going to rub that down, especially since I lifted them all up. Okay, so the rest, unfortunately, I am going to have to write by hand. I think that I'm going to use a Pigma Micron. And I'm going to start with, pardon me, writing totals down here. Because at the end of the year, I want to total it out as well, just so that I know how much the bill was. Okay, so this first one is Southwest Gas. And then we have APS, which is my electric bill. And then we have water. And then I want to keep track of, I live in a community that requires HOA fees. And I just want to keep track of if they change. As of right now, I don't expect them to change. They changed shortly after I moved in. And it's still a fairly new neighborhood. There's still some houses that need to be sold. So the builder still owns the HOA. So I'm assuming not until that changes hands are we going to have another increase. And then my taxes. I'd like to keep track of my taxes just on this same page. You never know when someday if I decide to move and a new buyer is asking about utilities, I can show them, okay, this year the taxes were this, and here's what those taxes were. So, and then I think I'm going to put totals here too. So that I can have the totals of all of my utilities this way, and then each month, January, each month this way, and each utility this way. Sorry about that. So that's it. I think that is what I'm going to use for my utility tracker. I may come back again and do a 2021. Like I said, I did not do one last year, and that was what prompted me to do one this year, because I was looking for this information. So thank you so much for coming back if you stopped by for a second time. And I will be back with some new and different things, and I hope you'll join me. Thank you so much.